We all know someone who is diabetic. Imagine having a relative that is in severe pain and has complications suddenly arise. You really want to know what the issues are, considering how close you are to this relative, but cannot figure it out. Prior to these complications, you noticed strange things such as excessive urination and hunger, but you figured it was just a phase. Now envision that if you would have known the symptoms to this cause, you could have gotten your relative to visit a physician beforehand to find the diagnosis, which was diabetes. Diabetes is a metabolic disease that has several possible treatments, surprising discoveries about medications, and practical preventative strategies. According to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention in 2014, last updated on June 17, 2014, 29 million people in the United States have diabetes, and every 1 in 4 goes without knowing he or she has it. Diabetes can cause health that is deleterious depending on the different types, but can be resolved with medications and preventative plans. To start, medical professionals worry that more people will get diabetes if they don't start participating in the safe habits to prevent this disease. Ann Albright, PhD, states that more moderate physical activity and diet corrections are some ways to help prevent diabetes, as the numbers for diagnosis are rapidly increasing. The Center for Disease Control warns that without physical activity and not watching portions controls when eating will give somebody an increased risk at diabetes. Margaret Powers, President-elect of Healthcare and Education at the American Diabetes Association, expresses that simply losing weight will help balance out a diabetic's glucose levels and reducing calorie intake will help blood sugar improvement. Although diabetes can be managed through diet correction, there is a special type of medication that every diabetic cannot live without. In a recent article by Marcus McGill, last updated on January 5th, 2016, the discovery of insulin has saved many lives. According to this article, Oscar Minosky and Joseph von Mering proposed a study where they removed a dog's pancreas so they could study the effect on digestion. Studying the pancreas would help them determine the active ingredient in the pancreas. In 1921, according to the article written by Marcus McGill, a Canadian physician and med student were credited with the discovery of the hormone insulin in the extract of dogs. Injecting this hormone into dogs, they discovered it took high glucose levels back to normal. The physicians Frederick Branting and Charles H. then developed insulin treatments for humans to use. The Mayo Clinic staff, on August 7th of 2013, stated that injecting insulin into the body helps a diabetic live more of a natural lifestyle, considering the pancreas lacks that secretion of the insulin hormone. According to the Daphne Smith, PhD, she expressed that type 1 diabetes relies directly on insulin and is often called an insulin-dependent diabetes, whereas they are diagnosed with the disease early in life rather than type 2. Along with the medication that helps diabetics live more naturally and longer, there are people who may be probable to getting this disease than others. According to the American Diabetes Association in an article called Age, Race, Gender, and Family History, many things affect your risk for diabetes. Some of these things, like your weight and how much you exercise, you can change. However, other things like your age and your family history, you cannot change. But being aware of them can help you take smart steps to lower your risk. The American Diabetes Association expresses that if one has diabetes in their family history, there is a possible chance of them getting this disease regardless of their physical activity and their diet. In addition, as a person ages, he or she is more likely to develop diabetes. A person's race and where they come from also has a big impact on whether or not they could receive this metabolic disease. Today, we discussed the drastic impact that diabetes has on people. Diabetes is a metabolic disease that has several possible treatments, surprising discoveries about medications, and practical preventative strategies. First, we have learned the types of preventative strategies that all humans can use to help decrease his or her chances of getting this disease. Next, we discussed the discovery of insulin and how it came about by helping humans. We learned how successful people made the discovery of injecting insulin into the human body to help diabetic people. Finally, we conversed on exactly who gets diabetes. If our society doesn't maintain a healthy lifestyle by eating a good diet and getting enough physical activity, more people will be likely to result in the diagnosis of diabetes. And I have this finger pricker that diabetics use to prick the finger to test your blood, and then after you poke your finger, you put your blood on this blood glucose strip, and from there you insert the blood glucose strip into a blood glucose monitor, and the blood glucose monitor will tell you your blood sugar reading And if your blood sugar reading is too high, then that's when a diabetic will have to insert insulin into their body. And if it's too low, then they'll have to eat something such as cheese and crackers or drink orange juice.